Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today, we are going to get right into it, right into the Sagittarius weekly love reading. All right, guys. Before I start, those of you who are watching after the stream started, please remember I'm giving away the Beautiful Creatures Tarot deck and guidebook this month on my channel. It's a box set. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel and just let me know that you're interested in being in the drawing. And at the end of the month, please do check in and watch the winner video and see if your name is the name that's called. That I'm going to need for you to just contact me. Just email me at bowandarrowtarot@gmail.com. And so I can get your details and send this beautiful deck out to you. Of course, you'll get a brand new deck. I use the deck on my channel. Of course, it's in my, it's in my collection of tarot cards, and I use it. But all of the decks that I give away are, of course, brand new, and that's just because somebody had mentioned that. Hello, KK Foodies, how you doing? So let's get right into it. We're going to pull from 4 different decks. And I love reading for Sagittarius because I am a Sagittarius myself. I have 4 planets in Sagittarius, so I resonate quite strongly with Sagittarius energy. So let's go ahead and pull out your oracles first. Now, this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius who's in a connection with someone, right? Because we're going to be pulling your cards. Hello, Lena. We're going to be pulling your cards. We're going to be pulling their cards and taking a look at what's going on this week between you and them. Now, this is just a little snapshot, right? This is not necessarily indicative of the relationship as a whole. This is just a weekly outlook to see where you guys are at and see what kind of energies are impacting your connection this week. All right, guys? Let's do this. You know what? I'm going to do another shuffle. I didn't like that cut. Sometimes I get that with the cut. If I don't like the cut, I have to do it again. Let's do this again. There we go. All right, Sagittarius, I'm ready for you now. You're watching from China. Wow, that is awesome. Hello. I hope you're staying safe like everyone else in the world, right? I have a lot of people from all over the world, and actually I have a lot of people in India who watch too, but that's awesome. Thank you so much for checking out my channel, KK. All right, Spirit of the Swan, grace, elegance, and poise, Sagittarius. You're actually one of the fire signs who can pull that off. Spirit of the Stranger, caution, warning, danger, right? Hello to you in New York, Lena. How you doing? I'm in Philadelphia. All right. So there you go. I'm on the East Coast. Spirit of possession. Now, this is the second time this card has shown up. And Spirit of the Stranger has shown up a couple of times. And I wonder about that because, all of us are kind of indoors, right? We're online and we're interacting very differently, right? We're interacting differently. We're interacting with different types of people. So it'll be interesting to see how this comes out. So let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits and see what kind of animal spirits you're working with this month. Excuse me, this week. Now, this was the deck that I gave away on my channel last month. Beautiful Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. This is a great animal spirit deck to work with, especially if you are just getting into animal spirits. Show me what's going on with Sagittarius and their person. What kind of animal spirits are we impacting this week? Show me. Spirit of the Stranger. So interesting that will come out so often. And this is another thing. If you're new to my channel, a lot of my subscribers, my regulars will, they know this already. There's certain themes that come out on my channel. So there'll be certain cards that come out all the time, right? Depending for a period of time. So let's see what you got. The zebra, fire energy, right? The animal spirit of individuality, quirkiness, creativeness. Zebra energy, very unique. We have the raccoon, earth energy. Raccoon's talking about those of us who are talented with our hands, right? Also, those of us who like to work behind the scenes for the shadows. And we have the black egg. Now, this is associated with the throat chakra, which is the 5th chakra, right? And the black egg is associated with the alchemical uh, element of ether or spirit. So in alchemy, there are five elements, fire, water, air, earth, and ether or spirit. And black egg is associated with that. So let's get right into your animal spirits before we pull out the rest of your spreads. The zebra. Well, the zebra is all about that quirkiness, right? That individuality, high level of creativity, right? This is the person who's going to really make an entrance. This is the person who really just sees things completely from a different point of view, but their energy is incredibly infectious. They're very, very upbeat, very, very powerful, right? This is a unique animal spirit, very rarely, will you meet someone like this, this is the type of person who has flair. You know what I mean? They may even be a little bit flamboyant, you know what I'm saying? But they bring flair to anything that they work on or that they take part in, especially if they're working in part of a group. The zebra is the type of animal spirit. If somebody resonating with this animal spirit, they're going to come in, they're going to make that entrance. And, within the next hour or two, everyone else is going to have a little bit of that energy as well. They're very infectious and people just love, they kind of, it rubs off on people around the zebra. Very nice, very unique. Now the raccoon is earth energy, guys, and this is a beautiful animal spirit. It is associated with a high degree of talent associated with your fingers and hands. So the raccoon is the animal spirit, or we would say the totem for the musician, somebody who can manipulate an instrument. I would also say those of you who are surgeons, right? Those of you who do delicate work with your hands, if you're a surgeon or if you're some kind of sculptor, or if you're some kind of architect, or if whatever it is that you do with your hands, even if it isn't making music, if it is a talent, a particular skill, then you would resonate with the raccoon. Raccoon energy is very, very talented, very earthy, very strong. They can really turn anything into a tool. And but the one thing with the raccoon is that they are sort of stuck in the shadows, right? They like to be in the shadow. And sometimes this can be a little bit of self-esteem. This can be even not so much self-esteem, but just like they are shy. They're shy. They know they're capable, right? Raccoon doesn't it's not that he doesn't know or he or she does not know that they have the talent that they're capable, but they're shy and they're not ones to be very flamboyant, completely opposite to the zebra, right? And this is someone who generally likes to work behind the scenes. Now the black egg, strong energy, right? Associated with the throat chakra. And I love this. The black egg talks about absolute honesty. And so with this showing up in a love reading, we're talking about communication on a huge scale. Like black egg energy is like honesty to that degree where you don't engage in gossip. You don't engage in idle talk, even idle talk, idle chatter, any kind of discussion, communication, or chatter that in some way perpetuates a dishonesty in any sort of way, or a negative energy in any sort of way, is abhorrent to the black egg, right? So here we're talking about the need for that. And this is called for, and of course, we would say, right? Of course, on the surface of it, wouldn't we all say that, we should be honest in all things, right? But there's degrees of honesty, isn't there? Right? Sometimes, it isn't that you're lying, but it's that you're maybe serving the truth up a little bit differently, or what have you, make it a little easier to swallow, right? Or sometimes people will consider that gossiping isn't part of being dishonest, but it is part of low vibrational communication. Right. And so with the black egg, we're not just talking about lies, but we're talking about the kind of communication that perpetuates a low vibration. Right. And so gossip would do that. Any kind of talk that takes advantage, right? Or that exploits pain, right? Exploits pain or suffering in any sort of way will be considered low vibrational communication, and that's something that the black egg just can't tolerate. So let's get right into it. And we're going to pull out your cards. We're going to pull out their cards. They almost flipped over. I saw it was underneath, but I'm going to leave it. I'm going to shuffle it a couple more times. If the card totally flips over, I might take it, but I wasn't sure if it wanted to come out. Let's see. I'm going to cut this deck. And then we're going to pull out your clarifiers. Let's see what that's all about. Show me what's going on with Sagittarius and their person this week. Show me. All right, guys. I'm actually going to pull out 4 cards and check out the desire. All right, here we are. Your person is resonating with strength. You are resonating with 7 of Cups. Your person sees you as the 10 of Swords, and you see them as the 6 of Swords. Your person sees their role in the relationship as an Ace of Swords, and you see your role in the relationship as an Ace of Pentacles, and their desire is 4 of Pentacles, and your desire, 7 of Swords. Interesting, interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have 8 of Wands. Now, 8 of Wands has shown up quite a lot recently. It's shown up a couple times for a couple of the readings now, for the love readings. It's quite interesting. So these are some of the trends I'm talking about with my readings because some cards begin to show up more than others now. 7 of Cups, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is a card that indicates a lot of confusing energy, messages, information coming in, Hello to you in Australia. Let me see. Krista, how you doing? 8 of Wands talks about the type of energy that comes to you and that bombards you, that requires a boundary. 8 is the number for strength and boundaries. We have strength card here. I'm going to get right into it, but 8 boundaries and strength are tied up. And with the 8 of Wands, we require ourselves to set certain boundaries because it seems that all the energy just seems to be coming in. Everyone's energy, everyone's 2 cents, everyone's opinion is coming in. It's just too much, too much. Sometimes this is my viral card. We're looking at sort of a career or business outlook. Sometimes 8 of Wands can indicate that you're going a little bit viral. So let's get right into it. These are how you are resonating as you come in now. I will say this strength is the card for Leo, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're dealing with the Leo. You could be dealing with someone who has Leo energy in their chart anywhere, right? You may not be aware of that. They may have a Gemini sun, and yet they may have a strong Leo in their chart. So, yes, it could be, but don't worry about that. The main thing here is that they are resonating with the energy of strength, Major Arcana 8. You're resonating coming into the week with 7 of Cups, so you're resonating with a little bit of extreme optimism. Right? 7 of Cups is extreme optimism. It's wishful thinking. Sometimes it's the card for delusion. In the beautiful Creatures Tarot deck that I'm giving away on my channel this month, 7 of Cups is called the card for delusion. And it can be because sometimes you have unrealistic expectations, right? You may be wishing for something that sometimes you're just wishing, right? You're just wishing, 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 but the actual work, that's needed on the ground to make it happen may not be going on. And so in that way, it can be quite unrealistic. But in any case, 7 of Cups also can be just as daydreaming, right? This it doesn't have to be that extreme of being delusional. It can be just daydreaming of what you would want. Hello, Josie from South Africa. Wow, South Africa, how you doing? Goeiedag. And 7 of Cups is definitely, that kind of wishful. So some of you right now are being caught up in your imagination, right? And you're daydreaming about a particular situation in your life, maybe even a connection. It's interesting. 7 of Cups would show up for you as how you're coming into the week. Could even be a little bit of melancholy energy. Excuse me. Now your person is resonating with strength, and this means that they're having a lot of emotions that they're having to deal with, right? Strength energy is all about dealing with your emotions, right? And trying not to let your emotions govern you, right? The lion is the representative of our feelings, our strong feelings, our passionate feelings, right? And the strength card it's a difficult card to really understand. It takes a long time of learning it and meditating on it to begin to understand it because she's not taming the lion. She's not taming it, and she's not necessarily exerting any authority over it, but she is, however, she's being much more gentle, actually. She's kind of giving the lion its space to express itself to a certain degree, giving it that understanding. So here we're talking about understanding your feelings, understanding your emotions, not denying them, not stamping them out or pretending that they don't exist, understanding them, but also understanding that they can't be in charge, right? That you have to be in charge and that you can't make your decisions or take actions solely based on these passionate feelings, right? And so this is how we get to also kind of temperance energy, also sister sign Leo Sagittarian energy, right? That would be your card temperance. In any case, your person is resonating with this coming into the week. So they're dealing with a highly emotional time. We're going to get more into your connection. How do you guys see each other? Well, here it gets a little interesting, right? Because they see you as a 10 of swords. So you see them as a 6 of swords. So you see them as moving away, right? Moving away, moving towards harmony. They see you as having gone through a period of difficulty and just right now getting over it, right? So 10 of swords is like when the worst of your troubles are sort of behind you, right? And or just about you've had that final straw, right? Or you've had that final event that's completely cut you down, right? So now what happens is it's kind of the end to a period of time in your life where certain types of events could hurt you. Right? These 10 of swords all represent times in your life where where you've been knocked down and you've had to pick yourself back up. You've been knocked down in some way. Your ego has been knocked down in some way. This could be, losing a job. This could be searching for a job and not getting a job. This could be, dealing with family issues or court issues. This could be dealing with just life or what have you, right? These swords represent all of these types of different events that we have in our lives that really cut us down, right? And we find ourselves having to pick ourselves back up. What happens is after a period of time, we don't get back up anymore, or at least we don't get back up as the same person anymore. And that's the 10 of swords. It's a period of time, it's a particular time in your life where the person who gets back up is completely different. You've changed. You fundamentally changed because you've had enough periods of I want to say, trials and tribulations, right? You've had enough. So now it's dead. The figure is dead. This figure is symbolic of the ego. So now this ego is dead. And the person who comes out of this completion, 10 always being the number for completion in tarot, this new person, this new ego who comes up has transcended a little bit, right? The ego is a little smaller. Your spirit is stronger. The same type of swords that used to hurt you before can no longer hurt you. So 10 of Swords is one of my favorite cards for coming out of a really difficult period in your life and being changed from it, being stronger from it, and really coming out of it. This is how your person is seeing you. So they're seeing you as going through this. And you're seeing them as wanting to leave turmoil, wanting to leave strife. 6 of Swords is all about traveling. So it could very well be that, you guys are both going through a very different, similar and yet different type of change, right? But certainly away from difficulty. For you, ending the chapter of a continued amount of difficulties, right? So meaning that you're looking forward to a sort of much more, I want to say, progressive future of growth instead of constant knockdowns, right? And they too are moving forward and away from strife, moving towards harmony. Now, how do you see your roles in a relationship? Your person sees themselves as Ace of Swords and you're Ace of Pentacles. So they're bringing, they're bringing sort of a little bit of, I want to say, the wordiness, right? They're the mouthpiece to a certain degree, right? They see themselves as having to bring the good ideas, having to be there, having to be. I think they see themselves as quite a thinker, right? Someone who's very smart, always coming up with the right idea, right? And bringing a new idea in, right? This is how they see themselves right now in this relationship. You're seeing yourself as bringing this new abundance in. So you're both kind of in this new stage. And so it's very similar to what you're going through. 10 of Swords is a completion, which they see you're going through. And although 6 is not necessarily a completion, it is a turning away from one type of connection towards a more harmonious one. So it is a shift. And still, in that way, we're bringing in something new. And you're both resonating with aces. So I want to say that this is definitely a reading for Sagittarius where you and your person are really embarking on like a whole new journey together and really leaving a period of difficulty behind. But I must say that all of this does require an immense amount of honesty and truth amongst each other also, because you do have the black egg here. And you have a lot of swords energy here, right? A lot of swords energy. And that whenever we're dealing with swords, we want to try to be as honest as possible. Your desires, however, is Four of Pentacles and Seven of Swords, interestingly enough. So right now, your desires are feeling somewhat futile. You have a sense of futility. Seven of Swords is futility. It's also a feeling of treachery. So I want to say that for you, Sagittarius, you're feeling right now that you like, your desire, what you desire, you're not getting it, right? You're not getting it exactly the way you've wanted it, right? Things just aren't seemingly working out, and that could very well be because of this Ace of Pentacles is a very huge goal that you have for you both, for you and your person to be resonating with aces. It's like you guys are really trying to make like not trying to make, but really looking towards a new beginning, like huge new beginnings, right? New beginnings that mean changes in life. Could even be the change in the type of life that would change like sort of your status, how you live. We're talking Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, this is the combination of the two brings industry and abundance and wealth, right? Yet you do have a lot of Seven of Swords energy going on with you right now. So your desires are really, you're feeling a little bit frustrated. I want to say for some of you, it could almost be feeling like somebody is actively working against you almost, right? Stopping you from achieving what you're trying to achieve or working towards. Your person is resonating with that Four of Pentacles. So they are being hampered by financial issues, worry over money, right? Worry that the money isn't going to quite be there, worry that the financial stability isn't going to quite be there. So let's go ahead and go a little bit deeper. I want to pull out some more cards and see exactly this week. I think this is a week, though, where these are the energies that are going to be heightened, though. I think your person is going to be feeling a lot more emotional, right? And they're also going to be feeling the pressures of finances a lot this week, right? Um, I think for you, you are also in a different way, but also again very similar. You're feeling pressures financially because you're resonating with wanting to bring this abundance with this Ace of Pentacles. You may have started a new business, right? You Sagittarius in this relationship may be the one who started recently a new business or a new job or a new idea in some way to bring in money, right? And nevertheless, you're feeling frustrated here with this, like you're being thwarted. You're being thwarted either by the fact that things just aren't working out, or maybe that could be that. Yeah, let's see. I don't want to go ahead, but could be people interfering. We do have Eight of Wands over here, and I did say earlier that boundaries need to be enforced. So it could very well be that you have individuals or people who are bringing certain energies that are interfering right now. I've been noticing that this is kind of a recurring theme starting for this week's love readings, that there's a lot of interference going on. And this could also be for a Sagittarian who is with somebody, but you guys may not physically be together right now. So this is the energy that you're kind of going through. Like you're together, right? You're in a relationship, but you may not literally be able to be together physically. And so this may be some of this energy that's coming in. So let's get right into your Three of Wands for them, Princess of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles coming out of the Four of Pentacles. So there you go. A lot of worry over money for your person. And this is not surprising. Everyone has been going through Four of Pentacles lately because everyone's worried about their financial stability. This is going on all over the world, right? So there's absolutely no surprise about that. Let's see what your clarifiers are. You have the Devil. Devils come out almost for every reading this week. Right, for the weeklies. Came out for the last one, came out for the one before that, I believe. All right, and Strength has come out again to re-clarify. Ten of Pentacles, so there's your money coming in. And at the bottom, we have the Star energy. So, yes, this is about recalibrating your hopes and your dreams, right? Certainly. Let's put this right here. All right, so your person, Three of Wands, Princess of Wands, Four of Pentacles. And you have strength over here too. So you're both like, I wonder if you guys are together. You may be physically having to be apart from each other. It feels like that to me. Three of Wands is in part of your person's emotions is that they're having to be very patient. Three of Wands is the card for patience. Three being the number for virtue. Three of Wands is the card for virtue. Some decks call it the card for virtue. But it is all about patience, right? Waiting for that information to come in so you know what your next step is oftentimes, right? Um, so it could be your person's having to be really patient this week and it is causing them to have to exercise a lot of strength. You're exercising a lot of strength too. Your strength card has come in over here. So you guys are both on very much on the same page. Your energy is very much aligned, but I do think you're both having to be very, very strong. There's interference, and I think this interference right now is starting to be. I will not be surprised if Seven of Swords and a few other types of cards like this will be showing up this week. You guys may be separated, like I said. Princess of Wands is very idealistic, though. Your person is maintaining their idealism. They're maintaining their sort of outlook. They feel very, very strong, right? Um, there may be some anxiety there for you guys. Spirit of the stranger coming in, maybe a little bit of anxiety. It's funny that sexual obsession has come in for a lot of the readings as well. It could just be lack of, that intimacy, lack of being close. If you are separated from your person, or if you are having to go through a certain type of living arrangement now that is applying pressure, you may be finding that coming out in a sexual sort of way, right? Just interfering with your libido in some kind of way. This has been coming up for people. It's just interesting to see the various energies. Nevertheless, your person is very worried about finances. They're wanting to maintain their stability here with this Four of Pentacles. You have the devil. Whew. Again, showing up. Now, the devil is interesting, right? So the devil in tarot is not that Christian Judeo sort of demon from the outside coming in to sort of wreak havoc, right? The devil is just, the devil is a card for Capricorn, first of all, just as strength is a card for Leo in the tarot. It's that energy of pure creative desire, right? Passion. It's that creative energy that we associate with the second chakra, Kundalini energy, sexual energy, reproductive energy, the type of energy that, produces children and produces works of art and symphonies and all of that, right? And so this is the energy, this is this creative, pulsating, sort of passionate energy that we associate with our creative sort of, urges, right? Our second chakra located right there in the pelvic bowl. All of that is connected. That passion, that sexual passion, that sensual passion, that desire, all of that's connected with the urge to create things. And so in this way, this is what the devil is associated with. Now, however, that is only if you connect that energy to a higher purpose. If you connect that energy to a higher purpose, a higher spiritual mission, right? Or purpose or idea, then we create symphonies, then we create children, we create beautiful things, right? But when that energy is stifled, when it's stamped down, when it doesn't have a proper outlet, this is when we descend into addiction, codependency. This is when we descend into quick satisfaction. Those urges still need to be expressed and they still need to feel a sense of satisfaction, no matter how fleeting or how momentary they may be. And so then we begin to seek for easier ways to express ourselves. And that can then turn into addiction because of that satisfaction, that need to satisfy that creative expression that is inside of all of us. And so I take a moment to explain this because the devil has been showing up for a lot of the love readings. And I want you to understand the nature of it in the tarot. Um, and that it is really something, it is a possibility for any of us to go down this road if we are not satisfied, if we are not able to give a real voice to our creative desires and expressions of who we are. So this is what you're kind of going through this week as well. It's interesting. It's like some of you may be having difficulty. You may be finding it very difficult not to sort of conduct yourself in a normal way. And you may have some, I want to say, more negative or more sort of darker urges coming through to want to satisfy that, right? Coming through that devil energy, something else in your life calling you, to help you get through it, right? Again, whatever that is for you, but that it can be a bit of a struggle, right? It can be a feeling of, what do I do with myself? I have all this creative energy. I have to sort of get it out somehow. And then that way, you try harder. You find different ways. You find new ways, right, to express yourself. Ten of Pentacles coming in and strength coming in. So this week is still all about you really working hard for that sort of that money, that project, that idea that you have. You're working really strong on it. Ten of Pentacles energy is coming in for you. It's interesting because it's like your person is worried about finances, but you're the one who's really resonating with with that abundance coming in, right? I want to say it could be just, this is just a reading to for me, it's a reading that's really all about communication. It feels like it's for a Sagittarius who may be separated from their person right now. And you're both kind of going through similar things. You're both exhibiting the same amount of strength. You're both kind of going through a completion and movement period, a period of wanting to move from one to the next in terms of harmony and outlook. But it's a struggle. They're struggling with having to be patient. You're struggling with not wanting to go out necessarily, maybe, and buy a bottle. You know what I'm saying? Right? Maybe that's what it is. I know, for me, I wish I could get a drink. I live in a state I can't get a drink. So, it's difficult for all of us, but that devil is there. He's pulling, right? Because it's hard right now, right? So this is why I feel like you guys may indeed be separated in a sense that you're just not able to communicate the way you normally want to. Star is down here. So this is still all about you guys following your dreams. And at the end of the day, I do think that that passion for your individual goals here, Ace of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, is going to carry you on. If you are separated, you're each going to be working very hard on your, respective outlooks, right? You're working on this coin, this business that you're bringing together, and your person is working on this new idea of themselves, this new person that they are sort of moving towards with harmony, right? As they move away with the Six of Swords. All right. So I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. This is your reading, Sagittarius. I want to say that yes, Spirited Swan has come in because right now you are really handling a lot of things with grace and elegance, and it's interesting because this isn't a type of energy that grace and elegance is a type of energy that you can really tap into, um, in a sense when you're going through difficult things, especially when you're going through devil energy, when you're going through that energy inside of you that's pulling you down that darker side of yourself, that darker path, that path you really don't want to go down because right now you're frustrated, right? Tap into your grace, you know. Try to tap into your grace, try to tap into your own sense of poise and elegance, it's maintaining grace under pressure. Sometimes that needed energy to maintain that is something that can get us over, that doesn't allow us to sort of descend into a place that is a place where we don't even like to see ourselves, right? So it's like not allowing ourselves to sort of disrespect our own selves, if you know what I mean, right? Or let ourselves down by doing, the way we do that is maintain our own grace, even if we're by ourselves in our own four walls, right? Spirit of the stranger, warning, danger, and caution. So I think all of us need to be cautious right now. Spirit of the stranger is coming in for all the readings, and it's regardless of whether or not the relationship is good, is together, is separated, or what have you. And I think that that's happening because right now, being separated and only seeing things online, it's not so much that we are in danger, but we should be discerning. Right? We all need to be very, very discerning because this is a new sort of experience for a lot of us. Certainly a new environment, a very, very different way of interacting, and a very different way of looking at our own lives. We're seeing things in our own lives that we haven't seen before because our vantage point is different. Our focus has been changed, right? Because of everything that's going on in the world, right? Spirit of possession is coming in. So sexual obsession is there also, could be for some of you, maybe that. Um, your partner may be resonating with that. You may be resonating with that. Again, as a consequence of possibly being away from each other and just really not having that physical connection. Nevertheless, you guys are, I think, getting through it in your own ways, right? And if anything, I think this reading came up just to sort of let you know that you're all right, they're all right. You're both kind of, you're right. You're both kind of at the same place, and you're certainly both kind of resonating with the same degree of strength. Ultimately, you're both working towards a common goal and dream. The money will come in. All right, guys. Don't forget to let me know if you're interested in a Beautiful Creatures Tarot deck and guidebook giveaway set. End of the month, please do come back to my channel and check out the winner video to see if you have been named as the winner. Then you need to just email me at bowandarrowtarot@gmail.com and let me know where to send your brand new Beautiful Creatures Tarot deck and guidebook box set. I love it myself. I use it in the weekly readings. So if you want to see me use it, all you have to do is check out my weekly readings. All right. I've got lights and things coming. This whole setup is going to get better and better, guys. So thank you very much for bearing with me. I always try to give you guys good content, good quality content. So working on getting that better and better. For right now, my lovely, lovely Sagittarian brothers and sisters, thank you so much for checking me out. Please stay safe. Stay healthy, most of all, stay kind, and peace and blessings to you all, always. I'm going to take a little break and then I'll be back with the earth signs, Taurus first. Bye bye, guys.